Hey, what's up? This is Rodney, and I'm back basically with my opinion over the Dr. Dre situation that he has going on right now. So, just to give a quick run through, the NWA movie was released, I think, about 2 weeks ago. It's doing really well at the box office. Once the movie was released, a lady came forward. I think her name was Dee Barnes. I'm going to try to find it real fast. I think her name was Dee Barnes. She said. What's her name, D Barnes? Hold up. Give me like 2 seconds, y'all. I know y'all like, this motherfucker should have been prepared. I was, but some shit just happened. What's this bitch name? And another thing, y'all, I don't want y'all to get offended whenever I say bitch. Because to me, saying bitch is like saying girl. And it's always the bitches who I'm not even talking about that want to get offended. Like, bitch, I'm not even talking about you, so why the fuck you even offended? Damn. I'm talking about these other bitches. Hold up. What's this bitch name? I'm not starting this video over because I just had it. What's this bitch name? Oh, yeah, Dee Barnes, I was right. So her name was Dee Barnes. So after she went to the movies to see the movie and she saw that important what's the word? I can't think of the word. An important thing in her life happened that had to do with Dr. Dre. He basically beat the dog shit out of her. And she basically wondered, like, why the fuck was that not in, why was that not in the movie? What time? Okay. Why was that not in the movie? Now, I will say, not to defend Dr. Dre, this was not a Dr. Dre movie. This was an NWA movie. And I think Ice Cube had already did an interview probably like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks ago, probably like 3-4 weeks ago, saying that they had so much stuff that happened in their life that they had to like narrow it down to the most important things. Now, not to say that that's not important, because for her, that's a very important situation. But again, this was not a Dr. Dre movie. Now, I guess because he was receiving backlash, he released a statement. He released a statement the other day basically saying, sorry, just a minute. Let me get my lips out the camera. He basically released a statement through the NY Times saying, 25 years ago, I was a young man drinking too much and in over my head with no real structure in my life. However, none of this is an excuse for what I did. I've been married for 19 years and every day I'm working to be a better man for my family, seeking guidance along the way. I'm doing everything I can so I never resemble that man again. I apologize to the women I've hurt. I deeply regret what I did and know that it has forever impacted all of our lives. No, nigga, it has impacted their lives. Nigga, you a motherfucking billionaire, so nigga, you all right. Now, my whole thing is with this is, if you're gonna apologize and be a man and own up to your shit, then apologize. That's a half-ass apology. State what you're apologizing for. Like, how did you hurt these women? Did you say their breath stank? Did you say their booty? Did you say their booty was lopsided? Did you say, like, your pussy not good, bitch? You got dry ass puss? Like, what the fuck did you do or say to hurt these women? It's kind of like when I was watching, for you guys anyways, Real Housewives of Atlanta. One of the characters on the show, Apollo, he lied and said that one of the other characters, Kenya Moore, Miss, like, what did Portia call her? Miss America. No, Miss USA. Anyways, she got her title mixed up. Kenya Moore, he said, offered him fellatio. Come to find out, Apollo had been lying the whole time, even though I knew Apollo was lying. He come to find out he was lying the whole time. So he approached Kenya before he was sentenced to go to prison. And he basically walked up to her and was like, I just want to apologize. And her whole thing was like, what are you apologizing for? And he was like, I just want to apologize. And she wanted him to be specific about what you're... Don't just come up to me basically saying you apologize. You need to sit here, you need to say what you're apologizing for, and that's what I'm basically getting to. Like, Dr. Dre, if you're going to apologize to these women, apologize. Say, I apologize to these women in the past, I beat the fuck out of a couple of these bitches. That's what it comes down to. And no, honestly, all bullshit aside, on a serious note, if you're going to apologize, then you need to really give a real apology. If you have to say anything like, I just want to issue an apology to the women, when I was younger, You know, I didn't have the right guidance. I didn't have the family, the friends around me to let me know what was right and wrong. You know, I was physically abusive to women that I have deeply cared for in the past. Baby, you better sugarcoat that shit. Even though you probably didn't care for them like that, but you better say it. You know, I was physically abusive to women who I cared for in the past, and I want to sincerely issue my deepest regrets and say that I'm really sorry for any harm or any whatever you know I'm trying to get to, and whatever he has to say. But to sit here and say I just want to issue an apology to the women that I've hurt, no, nigga, you need to acknowledge how you hurt them. You beat the dog fuck out of them, and especially to the mother of your kid, Michel'le, and honestly, Michel'le, I never knew this about Dr. Dre, honestly. So this is news to my ears, and I guarantee you to a few more people. I never knew that Dr. Dre used to beat the shit out of women in the past until she was on R&B Divas LA, and she let it be known like Dr. Dre used to whoop her ass like almost every other week. This bitch said she would go to like music videos and like they would have to like, you know, basically like fuck, you know, beat her face down to capacity. So I never knew that he was a woman beater until she said it. But if anything, if you don't owe it to anybody, you at least owe it to the mother of your son. Like, damn. Like, how can you be around your son and look at your son knowing that you used to beat the dog fuck out of his mama? And you're not even acknowledging it. Like, what the fuck? Like, I honestly, let me see. Okay. I honestly don't know how that works. Like, I don't know if I could be around my dad and, of course, me knowing that he used to lay hands on my mama. And I just be like, hey, what's up, daddy? How you doing? And then you acknowledge it without acknowledging. Like, yeah, I'm sorry for the women I hurt. Like, nigga, you used to beat the shit out of my mama. You mean to tell me, if anything, Dr. Dre at least owes Michel'le an apology, it's especially in private and social. You know, the fucked up thing about it, not to defend him in any way, is that back in the day, I can see, you know, somebody like Dr. Dre, if he came from, I don't know about his past life, I don't know. But I'm assuming that he probably grew up, you know, in a rough neighborhood and, you know, to be black and to be young and to be rich and to be famous. And at the time, they did not have social media, you know? So you could get away with a lot of shit. Bitch, nowadays, hit a bitch if you want to. Somebody got their camera out recording. You can't even cuss somebody out without somebody taking their iPhone out or Android. Bitch, even the flip phone. Even the flip phones got motherfucking cameras on them now. Like, you cannot do anything nowadays without getting caught. So back in the day, not to justify, not to take up for him, but I can see how it was, for the lack of a better word, easier to get away with stuff and to think that you were the king of the world, to be young and black and rich and, you know, to have people at your feet and defending you. You know, you hit these women and basically people are turning turning their eye like, I didn't see that shit. You know, nowadays, people you don't even have to say anything. Bitch, Ray Rice, bitch, beat his wife, and bitch, the motherfucking, like, elevator camera caught it. Like, it's cameras everywhere. Like, you can't get away with shit nowadays. But anyways, yeah, I just think that he really at least owes Michel'le an apology. I mean, that is the mother of his son. I just think it's fucked up. And again, if you're going to apologize, then nigga, apologize. Don't come with no half-ass apology talking about, I just want to apologize to the women that I've hurt. Bitch, how did you hurt these women? What did you do? What are you apologizing for? I'm apologizing because I used to beat the dog fuck out of them. Okay, say that. I'm apologizing because in the past, I was physically abusive to these women. There you go. I'm sorry. You know, Apple also released a statement basically saying that they stand by him because, you know, even though he sold his Beats by Dre to Apple, I think he sold it for $3 billion, but I think after taxes He walked away with like a little under a million or over a bill. Oh, I'm sorry, not a million, a billion with a B. He walked away with over a billion or either a little bit under a billion. But anyways, the motherfucker's still a billionaire. You know, Apple was basically like, fuck that shit, nigga. He good. He changed. That was 25. I'm serious. That was basically like, that was 25 years ago. You know, we know that he's a changed person now. Basically, like, nigga, he alright. We done gave this nigga $3 billion. Oh, he gonna be alright in our books. That shit, them bitches getting their ass whooped. They ain't got shit to do with Apple or shit to do with this $3 billion that we just gave this motherfucker. So from here on out, bitch, we good, and he changed, and that's our nigga. So when I tell you, babe, when it comes to money, people don't play. And what else I want to say too? It was something else I wanted to say. Shit, I forgot. But anyways, yeah, I just feel like he needs to, if he's going to apologize, then he needs to apologize. You know, don't come with this half-ass apology. And he owes Michel'le. Really and truly, I feel like at this point he owes every woman who he laid hands on a sincere, private apology. But at the end of the day, it's fucked up to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyways. It really doesn't matter because Dr. Dre is Dr. Dre, and that motherfucker is worth $1 billion. Like, even if Dr. Dre does not make another song, does not sell another beat, does not do another movie, that motherfucker is good for the rest of his life. His entire family will be fine for years to come. So, you know, it's kind of like the Rihanna and Chris Brown thing. You know, Chris Brown, he beat the fuck out of Rihanna, and Rihanna was like, you know, Good Girl Gone Bad superstar. Like, you couldn't fuck with Rihanna when at that Good Girl Gone Bad stage. So when he beat the fuck out of her, even to this day, he's still trying to sell us something. Even if it's him being in movies or him, you know, coming out with music, he's still trying to sell us something. So he has to come across as sincere and apologetic for us to believe, okay, he's sorry he beat this girl. Because the truth of the matter is, anytime you look at Rihanna or Chris Brown, you think of the fact that she got her ass whooped. You know, the good thing about Dr. Dre is, at this point in his life, Dr. Dre really isn't too much in front of the camera. So it's kind of like one of those things, what do they say? I forgot. Anyways, he's not really that much in front of the camera, so it's really not like even though he was trying to sell us something, he wasn't trying to sell us something. You know, it's people out there who did not know about Dr. Dre. They just know that he had these badass headphones that everybody wanted. Hell, I'm black and I never knew that Dr. Dre used to hit on women back in the day. Hello? So you know it's other people out there that were the same, that are the same, you know, basically the same as me. Like, I never knew that shit. But again, you know, I would expect him to, at this point, to at least apologize and say, I'm sorry for hitting these women. Because really and truly, he has nothing to lose. He's made his money. He's good. He doesn't have to worry about doing anything else versus like somebody like a Chris Brown or somebody who's younger. They still have, you know, they still have to make a living for themselves. Like, they just can't, Chris Brown just can't stop making music. He has to have a steady income. You know, I'm not saying he's broke. That's not what I'm saying. But he's not Dr. Dre rich. Where Dr. Dre can say, bitch, fuck y'all, I'm about to move and change his cell phone number and we never hear from Dr. Dre again in life. I don't think Chris Brown is like that or any other motherfucker out there who's like a Ray Rice, you know, motherfuckers like that. So no. I just think he needs to apologize. And he needs to apologize to Michel'le. They have a son together, you know, and I would hate to be his son and me have to look at my dad, you know, every week or every month or every day whenever I see him, knowing that he used to beat the dog fuck out of my mama, and he can't even give her the respect or give me the respect of saying, you know, I really apologize for what I did when I was, you know, 18, 19, 20. Whenever I was in my 20s, I really apologize for that. Like, I was young and stupid. I didn't have the structure, and I really did not mean to hurt you, and I apologize from the you know, from my heart. Girl, I got to go because this video is about to be over, and I only have 15 minutes. I'm not recording this over, so I don't edit my videos. It's always a straight run through. But y'all get what I was trying to say.